When we are kids, we are often told a story that seems safe, logical, and responsible. It goes something like this. Study hard, get good grades, find a stable job, work diligently, and life will reward you with security and happiness. It's a nice story, isn't it? But let me tell you something. Life is not a story that someone else writes for you. Life is a movie where you are the hero, the director, the writer, and the producer. And heroes don't just work for a salary, they work for passion. Now, before you roll your eyes and say, Shah Rukh Khan, this is easy for you to say, you are already successful. Let me remind you that I was not born a star. I was born a boy in a middle-class family in Delhi. I had no godfather, no money, no security. But what I did have was passion. Passion so fierce that it burned through every obstacle in my way. You see, when you work for a salary, you work for survival. But when you work for passion, you work for something bigger, something that makes you jump out of bed in the morning, something that keeps you awake at night, dreaming, planning, creating. The world is full of people who wake up every day, go to a job they don't love, count the hours until the day is over, and then repeat the cycle for years. They get their paycheck at the end of the month, they pay their bills, they survive. But let me ask you, are you here just to survive, or are you here to live? Think about the people who have changed the world. Did Steve Jobs build Apple because he was looking for a stable job? Did Elon Musk launch SpaceX because he wanted a comfortable salary? Did Sachin Tendulkar become a cricket legend because he wanted a pension plan? No, they did what they did because they were obsessed, because they loved their craft so much that they were willing to risk everything for it. And that is what passion is. It is the madness to chase something even when the odds are against you, even when the world calls you crazy, even when there is no guarantee of success. I still remember the days when I came to Mumbai with nothing but a dream. I slept on friends' floors. I went to auditions where people didn't even bother to look at me. And I heard no more times than I can count. If I had been working for a salary, I would have given up. I would have said, "Jor, acting is too risky. Let me find a safer job." But I wasn't in it for the money. I was in it because I couldn't imagine doing anything else. Acting was my heartbeat, my lifeline. I didn't care if I had to struggle for years. I just knew that I had to keep going. And that's the thing about passion, it makes you unstoppable. When you truly love what you do, failure is just a stepping stone, rejection is just another lesson, and hard work doesn't feel like a burden, it feels like a privilege. You don't work because you have to, you work because you want to. You don't live for the weekend, you live for every single moment of creation, learning, and growth. But let's be honest, pursuing passion is not easy. It is scary, it is uncertain, it is full of risks. People will tell you, "Beta, be practical, passion doesn't pay the bills." And yes, in the beginning it won't. In the beginning, passion will test you, break you, push you to your limits. But here's the secret. If you stick with it long enough, if you put your heart and soul into it, passion will eventually pay your bills, and not just that, it will pay for your dreams. When you love what you do, you become the best at it. And when you become the best, money follows, success follows, opportunities knock on your door. But if you choose a job just for the paycheck, you will always be limited by what someone else decides you are worth. So, if there's something in your heart that excites you, whether it's art, music, business, science, storytelling, or sports, don't ignore it, chase it, nurture it, give it everything you have. Yes, the road will be tough, but tell me, is there any hero in any movie who has an easy journey? No, every great story has struggles, setbacks, and failures. But the hero never gives up. And in the end, the hero wins. Your life is your story. Write it with passion. Make it worth telling. Don't work for a salary. Work for something that makes you feel alive, because when you do what you love, Success is not a destination, it is a way of life. Well, the saying that goes, don't chase success, chase excellence, and success will follow. This is not just a fancy quote, it is the ultimate truth of life. Most people spend their lives looking for opportunities, applying for jobs, waiting for someone to recognize their talent. But let me tell you something. If you become truly exceptional at what you do, you will never have to search for opportunities again. The world will come looking for you. Think about the greatest legends in history. Did Amitabh Bachchan have to keep knocking on doors after he proved himself? Did Cristiano Ronaldo have to ask for a place in the best football clubs once he became the best? Did Mukesh Ambani have to submit job applications? No. They became so good that the world had no choice but to acknowledge their greatness. But here's the hard truth. Excellence doesn't come easy. It is not handed to you on a silver platter. It is earned through relentless practice, endless learning, and an obsession with improving every single day. You cannot be ordinary and expect extraordinary results. You have to put in the kind of effort that most people are not willing to put in. You have to wake up earlier, work harder, think smarter, and push beyond your limits. Let me tell you a story from my own life. When I started my career, I wasn't the best looking guy in Bollywood. I didn't have a famous last name, I didn't have connections, and I certainly didn't have producers lining up to cast me. But what I did have was an obsession to be great. I studied the best actors, I practiced relentlessly, I worked harder than anyone else. I didn't just act, I lived every role I played. And slowly the world started noticing. Directors wanted to work with me, producers were willing to bet on me, and the audience made me their own. You see, when you become so damn good at what you do, people don't care about your background, your struggles, or your past failures. They only see your brilliance. And that is why I always say, don't focus on being famous, focus on being excellent. Fame will follow. Don't work for approval, work for mastery. Recognition will come. The problem with most people is that they want success without mastery. They want recognition without effort. They want rewards without struggle. But the world doesn't work that way. If you want to be great, you have to be willing to put in the work that greatness demands. Look at any field, sports, business, music, science. The names we remember are not the ones who were merely good. They were the ones who were exceptional. Michael Jordan, Lata Mangeshkar, Virat Kohli, Ratan Tata. These are people who went beyond talent. They became the best by dedicating themselves fully to their craft. Let me give you an example from sports. Take Cristiano Ronaldo. He was not born a football legend. He built himself into one. He trained harder than anyone, practiced longer than anyone, and even today, after achieving everything, he still works as if he has something to prove. That's the mindset of champions. They don't settle, they don't relax, they keep getting better. Now you may be thinking, but Shah Rukh, what if I don't know what I'm good at? What if I don't have a passion? Let me tell you something. Nobody is born knowing what they are meant to do. You discover it by trying, by failing, by experimenting, by pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. You don't wait for passion to find you. You create it by immersing yourself in work and becoming excellent at it. And once you do find what you love, don't just do it casually. Own it. Master it. Be so phenomenal at it that the world has no choice but to notice you. Be the kind of person whose work speaks so loudly that people can't ignore you. I have seen this happen in my own industry. There are actors who come and go. Some get lucky and get a few big films, but they disappear because they don't focus on being excellent. But then there are actors who are so brilliant, so dedicated, that they leave a mark forever. Why do people still worship Dilip Kumar? Why is Raj Kapoor still a legend? Because they didn't just act, they transformed cinema. So my advice to you is this: whatever field you are in, aim to be irreplaceable. Whether you are a doctor, an artist, an entrepreneur, or a writer, strive to be so good that nobody else can do what you do the way you do it. Develop a work ethic so strong that people admire your dedication. Become the kind of person who doesn't wait for opportunities but creates them. And remember, excellence is not a one-time achievement, it is a lifelong commitment. You don't become great overnight, it takes years of discipline, patience, and resilience. But when you finally reach that level, when the world starts recognizing your value, when opportunities start chasing you instead of the other way around, you will realize it was all worth it. So don't waste your time worrying about success. Worry about getting better. Every single day, be better than you were yesterday. Learn more, practice harder, and push yourself beyond your limits, because when you do that, success will not be an option, it will be a guarantee.